Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm very excited to be sharing with you my best purchases of 2024. I did really want to film one of these last year, but I don't really feel like I had the chance to. Oftentimes these videos are best and worst purchases. However, I do just find that in my collection I'm quite quick with getting rid of things. The only time that I actually have worst purchases left over in my closet is if, for example, I've ordered something in the wrong size. Because of the shipping policy, I haven't been able to return it, but I am quite quick about giving it away or selling it. I never really keep things that I don't like in my closet. So because of that, I decided to do a best purchases instead. I was really able to bring in some of my favorite attire pieces and some of my favorite gowns, coats. Some of these pieces are quite special pieces or pieces I've been hunting down for quite some time, or I was lucky enough to find them very last minute on a sale. And so because of that, I can't necessarily guarantee that I'll be able to find all the pieces to link down below. However, I will try my best to link any similar alternatives that remind me of these pieces. As always, you would have seen all these pieces already having been styled over on my Instagram and TikTok. As always, I will leave on the screen now and also in the description box of this video. But with that being said, I do just want to jump straight on into this video. So starting off, the first piece that I have here is my beloved Kate Saxon skirt. This is a piece that I wanted for quite some time and I finally was able to get my hands on. If you've watched my recent hauls, you'll actually recognize quite a few of these pieces. I shared a lot of them when I got them in those hauls. This still remains one of my favorite maxi skirts. I just find it to be the perfect statement piece that is almost like it says a lot without saying a lot, and it's quite a unique piece. Every time I wear it, people compliment me on it and ask me where it's from, and of course with it being from Kate, the quality of it is so incredible. I did get this tailored so that it really did fit me, which is something that I learned this year to do more of. This year I definitely invested in more of the pieces that I have been wanting for a really long time that mean a lot to me, and I found that it wouldn't make any sense if those pieces didn't fit me. I want to be able to wear these pieces rather than the pieces wearing me. I love wearing this skirt, especially with a white poplin shirt or with my Massimo Dutti backless halter neck kind of drapey top. I cannot wait to wear it several times in the new year. You may or may not remember that this year I was so lucky to get my hands on so many incredible pieces from Camilla and Marc. Camilla and Marc is genuinely one of my favorite brands, and actually I would say that every piece that I got from them this year has been my favorite acquisition. They have sent these to me. The one I decided to show in this video is one that also so many of you loved, but I think the dress that I wore for my birthday will forever be a favorite of mine. I didn't want to bring it back into this video because truthfully that dress is very statement-y. It's also a very special dress to me because I wore it for my birthday this year. It's not a dress that you bring out all the time. However, I've never received so many questions about a dress as I have for that one, so that one's one of my favorites. And then I also got the bustier top with the trousers from them this year, which I think the collections that they've launched this year have been incredible. And then also the semi-sheer skirt from them. They are just some of my favorites. But this is the poppy clutch, which I still love. It's this gorgeous deep burgundy color, which I think is perfect, seeing as it's a color that a lot of people are loving right now. But I just think this, even styled with the coat that I'm about to show you next, is so lovely. It's so elegant. It is in this patent leather, but the croc is in effect, and then you've got this gold buckle detail. The inside is sort of this cotton canvas with this burgundy pocket at the back. It's just such an effortless way of adding something unique to your outfit, and I still think this is one of my favorite bags that I've added into my collection this year. Some of these purchases are more recent than others. This in particular you probably haven't even seen yet on my channel, so you'll see it in an upcoming haul. So yes, technically speaking I haven't had it for long, but since I have gotten it I have not stopped wearing it, so that's how I know it's a good purchase, and I will keep you posted on it in future videos. But I already can tell that it's one of my favorite pieces I've added to my collection. This is from a brand called Jacquet, and I ordered this on Harvey Nichols. It is a faux fur dark chocolate brown coat. Right now you can see a lot of the interior, which isn't in my favorite color finish. However, the exterior of it is gorgeous, and again, a lot of these pieces I've received so many compliments on, but I love love wearing it with a monochrome cream outfit, grey underneath, navy blue underneath, brown underneath. It is versatile, and I do think that, especially considering how minimal and how simple sometimes the outfits can be, it's very important for me to add things like texture. For example, with that Camilla and Marc clutch, it's got that croc effect. Things like these are one of the easiest ways to elevate your outfits, especially if you've got things in your collection that need renewing. Rather than trying to buy a whole new wardrobe, sometimes buying a bag or a coat, especially in the winter when the coats do most of the talking, as it's what you see from the exterior the most. Suede is another way of adding texture. I will leave this link down below because I'm pretty sure that it's still quite readily available. The next piece here definitely has to go down as one of my favorite dresses, and I do really want to rewear it. I am thinking of wearing it for my birthday, which is in January. This is from Victoria Beckham, and I picked it up just before we went onto the Ritz-Carlton yacht Ilma, and I did wear it on there. So many of you loved it from that vlog, and I really do love this dress. It's also one of those moments where I got the very last one in the last size on the Net-a-Porter site. I do think you might still be able to find this online. I will leave any alternatives as well down below, but I just love how it has the cream on top and at the back as well, and it goes all the way down, and then at the front it's this black detail. Hopefully I don't get any makeup on this. It does have this knot detail, which you can also take off and style in different ways if you want to. This to me is one of my favorite dresses. There is one other dress in this video which is a no-brainer. It was definitely going to be in this video because I've reworn it so often and it's still one of my favorite. A lot of these pieces actually are some of my favorite, most complimented pieces that I have, but this for sure is one that I cannot wait to wear again. It's a maxi length. I am around 5'6" with long legs for reference, but it does fit relatively well. It has a good enough amount of dress actually on the floor, because I do prefer maxi dresses that touch the floor at least a little bit. There is actually a button here, so if you want less chest and stomach open, you can stop it just here. I like to wear it fully open, but it really depends on how I'm feeling and where I am, if it's windy, etc. The dress itself has quite a bit of ventilation, so on the arms, for example, it's also got slits. I think the design of this is so unique. It's one of the moments, because this was quite a bit as well, and actually a lot of these pieces were definitely moments where I spent a little bit more on the pieces. However, I do think that the moments when I can justify it are when I've wanted it for a very long time and it's extremely unique to the brand, whether it's the craftsmanship of the piece or the design of the piece. For example, I am going to show you later on in this video my Carly blouse from The Row. That blouse I had genuinely been searching for 4 years, but on top of that I was looking all the time on the high street to see if anything similar came about, but there was nothing. I mean, some brands launched similar things, and right now Camilla and Marc actually has something very similar to that, but back then there wasn't really much, so that's how I knew as well that it was a unique piece that if I didn't get from The Row, I wouldn't really find it anywhere else for quite some time. Speaking of the Victoria Beckham gown, I definitely cannot miss this, which is also something I picked up this year. This is from Bottega Veneta, but it's a vintage clutch with the intrecciato weaving. Despite this being quite small and not fitting a lot, I have found this adds so much interest to my outfit. I recently also wore it with a black blouse top with white trousers, and I styled it with this. I do think it's that tassel detail and the intrecciato that really does something, and it's in a way that's just so my style. Again, the inside does not really fit that much. It doesn't really even fit my phone. It just makes all my outfits feel extra put together, which I really like. Speaking of bags, I could not film this video without showing this bag, which this one again was gifted by the brand, but it was one that I was looking to get anyways, even before the brand reached out. This is the Manu Atelier Le Cambon 35 in the deep brown suede. I do have my things in there, but I absolutely love this bag. Like I mentioned before, the suede definitely does add texture to your outfits and a bit of interest, especially if you've got quite a simple, minimal style. But I do just think it's a very good looking bag, and it just adds something to the outfit. I really love this bag. There isn't really much else to say about it because I filmed entire videos about these bags, and so I feel like at this point I've run out of things to say about it. But if you don't like the fact that it has the buckle and the slight bit down here that says Manu Atelier, you can just flip it around and wear it like this with nothing, and it just is a gorgeous bag. The only thing about suede in general is obviously it's not as practical when it's raining, for example, but you cannot really stop yourself from buying something simply because of the weather, I find. I would also say this is definitely one of my more spacious bags, so I get to fit quite a bit and I can wear it as a day-to-day bag, which I love. Like I mentioned, there is another gown I got this year that I absolutely love, and it's from the new arrivals. I absolutely love this dress so much. I wore it for the Bulgari shoot that we did on the yacht. I also wore it for the Foundation's annual dinner this year, and it was lovely. Again, like all these pieces, very well complimented because I think also other people loved it. It's just one of those dresses that I'm just so glad and happy to have in my collection. I went back and forth about this dress for so long before I actually got it, and I don't know why. I think primarily because I didn't know if it was going to fit me. If I'm not wrong, this is in a size 34, and I mean, I usually am a 34, but especially for things like gowns, I really need to kind of size down. So I wasn't sure if this would stay up, if it would work, if it would be maxi enough, because I do love my long dresses, but it is perfect. It's so lovely. It's so amazing. And as someone who's really building on their gown collection, this is one that I'm so happy I finally have. They do have this same dress, but in different top versions. So you can get one with a square neck. There's also one with sort of a halter neck and a bow at the back. They have quite a few, and then they have very different dresses on their site as well. So I do think that anyone can find something on the site. And this dress, I will say, has a lot of fabric, so it's also a very heavyweight dress, which is good because it feels substantial, but it really does feel like you're wearing a ball gown. This one is slightly cheating because I didn't purchase this year. I think it was 2 years ago almost, but it nonetheless is still one of my favorite pair of pumps in my collection, alongside the vintage Dolce & Gabbana slingbacks that I purchased this year, which I still absolutely love. I just didn't want to overwhelm you guys in this video and pick up slightly different selection as well, because I find I always talk about my Dolce & Gabbana heels, but I haven't brought these out onto the channel in quite some time, and I still do love them. These are my Magda Butrym leather pumps. Again, it's one of those things that it's a common pattern of how I shop. I really hunted these heels down for quite a few years before I got my hands on them. It just makes it that much more satisfying when you do finally get your hands on it and you continue to wear it over and over again. When you are thinking about them so much, you're kind of planning out outfits in your head of how you'll style it, and then you finally get them and you can finally make them all come to life. These ones in particular wrap around your leg, and one of my favorite features about this shoe is the bottom. It doesn't look that fantastic anymore. I mean, I love them nonetheless, and you can easily take it to the cobblers. This isn't an issue of the shoe. This is just the fact that I've worn them for over 2 years probably. The bottom of these shoes are completely and entirely black. I am quite specific about the bottom of my shoes. The first time that I kind of decided it's okay to get shoes with no black base was with my Jimmy Choo Bing 100s. They have a suede beigey bottom, which is fine because it really does suit the shoe. However, my thing about having black bases is that you can't tell as much kind of when you've worn it a lot. I mean, right now you can, but up until the 1 year mark, they looked good as new. I do have a slight pet peeve with the Christian Louboutins because of the red bottom. I know a lot of people love it, but it hasn't grown on me. I do prefer either a black base or a beigey suede base. These are some of my favorite. Look so incredible on the feet, so incredible off the feet. Back of them as well is just really lovely. They're not the world's most comfortable shoe because they are really high. They're actually the highest heel that I have in my collection. However, they do look really good, and for moments when I need extra height, this is what I go for. Another piece that a lot of you will know is one of my favorites from this year is the Totem T-Lock clutch. I again was thinking about this piece over and over again, and I've already featured this in quite a few videos. It went into the haul, and then I filmed my favorite mid-luxury bags. Also did a comparison video between this and the larger Totem T-Lock. Of those two, this is my favorite purchase of the year because it's been also the best for walking around London with. I spoke about it in the review video, but because of the T-Lock mechanism, it really does mean that most people don't know how to get into this bag, and it comes with a crossbody strap, so I wear this across my body when I'm wearing this out, and it just means that it's always close close to me. And if you really wanted to as well, you could actually flip it like this and wear it like this so that no one can even see any opening. So this has been a really lovely bag to have in and around London whilst it still looks incredible. And on top of that, it also seconds as a clutch bag, obviously. That means when I have any dinners or anything like that, I'm wearing a gown, I need a bag which is slightly more practical than my vintage Bottega Veneta clutch. This is a lovely one because you can detach this and just have it as a clutch, hold it like this, and you fit so much still inside. And ultimately in this entire video, I of course have something that needs a steam because I recently wore it in Paris. I tucked it into my trousers so you can see where it's creased up. This is my silk organza Carly blouse from The Row, and of course there's no questions about this one. It definitely was going to make it into this video. After 4 years of looking for this piece, it better have made it into this video. Wearing it in Paris was absolutely incredible. I wore it with my Camilla & Marc tailored trousers, which would definitely also go down as one of my favorite purchases of this year. It's just the perfect cream tailored trousers. I love it so much. Alongside, for example, my Andiata trousers. Only reason they're not in this video is because they're actually away for cleaning. I have worn my Andiata trousers so much this year and so many of you asked me where it's from. But as for this blouse, yes, it definitely has won my heart, and it is just lovely when there's a piece that you've been looking for so long, never actually seen in person, but you know that when you get it you will love it, and then you get it and you do love it. It's like, okay, this is perfect. I did actually get this from the Relux fashion website, so I will leave that website link down below so that in case you're looking for any pieces that you've been looking for a long time and haven't been able to find anywhere, chances are you will actually find it on that website because they have such good stock. And then lastly in this entire video is another dress, but more of a summery dress. It's one that I had seen a couple of videos on online, and I remember looking at it and it was sold out everywhere, and even when I was talking to the brand they were saying that it wasn't actually going to be brought back. So I had to put my email in to see if it would come back, and on one evening it did. This is from Solid and Striped, and you may have spotted it slightly in the vlog when we went to Saint-Tropez. Although I only vlogged for a few seconds, I was wearing this dress and it just fits like a glove. I think the only slight downside to this is that you have to be very careful with what you wear underneath. I wore sort of like pasties under this and it was fine because otherwise you can see any outline. You can see through it a little bit. I will say that most of the pieces in this video are dresses because this year I spent a little bit more effort with them and I do not regret it whatsoever. I think this dress is something that I will definitely bring back out next spring and summer, especially in the south of France or anywhere I go, and it's one of those that's a very timeless piece that you can bring out year after year. And I do also have another dress of the same material, I believe. It is long sleeve and backless and it's from Solid and Striped. These dresses fit me like a glove. I get them in a size extra small and they really are perfect. And just like that, we've come to the very end of this video. Definitely let me know in the comment section which of these pieces are your favorites, or if there's anything that you've added to your collection this year that you want to share that you found to be your favorite. But with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video and I hope to see you guys very, very soon in my next one.